Hello guys, hope you're doing great. Okay, so we're at a very strange moment in the history, I guess, of humanity. You're probably overwhelmed, as I am, with all the revelations that are happening at all levels, disclosures and things like that. And we're like stuck in between this extreme polarization that we see all around us. And I guess we can ask ourselves, where's my place here in this scenario under such extreme polarizations? And this brings me to the nature of reality, trying to understand nature of reality. And I think we are at that sweet spot where we can realize that nature of reality can only be understood if we really understand the nature of the boundary condition. Reality is only happening at the interface, in that sweet spot between the inside and the outside. Can you see yourself existing anywhere else? Where's the nature of your reality happening? I'm here and I see an outer reality which is somehow connected to my inner experience, but we don't really understand how, why, right? So then that means that everything is happening at this boundary condition between the inside and the outside. That's the sweet spot. That's where reality resides. And therefore, if we don't understand the nature of the boundary condition, we don't understand the nature of reality at all. And so there you have it, that there's a lot of discussion around nature of reality coming from both modern science and spiritual traditions, spiritual teachings. But guess what? They're not addressing this middle point, which is not the mean value, it's the place where the boundary condition is happening. On one side you have modern science, which is supposed to be the expert describing the objective reality, and for that side, it doesn't matter the subjective experience, it's something anecdotal, no impact whatsoever at the scale of reality, so no need to delve deeper. But the problem is that expertise is just describing 4% of our objective experience. 4%. And it's much less than that. But let's give them 4%. Why so? Because the remaining 96%, falls under the category, the biggest mystery of all modern science, which is dark mass and dark energy. It's 96% of dark mass, dark energy. So the reality that all our models is accounting for is just 4%. So that's a dead end. So modern science is at a crossroads. It's well, not even that, it's a dead end. And then you have the spiritual teachings, which have been also misled by science, and then trying to give an explanation to the nature of reality in terms of your subjective experience, but without really being able to connect to the outer world or frame, to the reality, the objective reality, which modern science is supposed to be expert on. So can you see the level of contradiction here? So then here we are at this sweet spot. If you don't understand the nature of the boundary condition, then there's nothing about nature of reality that can be understood. Everything is happening at the boundary condition. Therefore, can we understand anything about our life without understanding the nature of the boundary condition? Probably not. One person who has addressed the boundary condition during all his life is physicist Nassim Haramein, director of the International Space Federation, organization that I was a part of until recently, and he has devoted all his life to understanding the nature of the boundary condition. And at this level, the theory is extremely rigorous and complete. It addresses that boundary condition at the scale of the Planck spherical unit, explaining how from that scale you can go to the larger frame, which is the proton composed of Planck spherical units. That boundary condition is extremely well understood. And then the boundary condition at the size of the electron, and so on and so forth, up to stars, galaxies, the universe. And guess what? They're all hosting a black hole at their center. The center of the proton, center of the sun, even the universe fulfills the condition of a black hole. So we're all, it's just a scaling law of the same behavior. It's a fractal, in fact, fractal, because it's invariant under the scale, and that is the black hole dynamics. And so you have it at the center of the proton and up to the size of the universe, and in a scaling law, which is depicting a surface to volume ratio happening at particular conditions, which relate to each other through a fractal and holographic relationship. Wow, so look at that. Now, and this is a unified theory of physics with no adjusting parameters. But what are black holes really? If you see them in the simplest form, and you can recall Interstellar movie, then you will remember that it's basically a boundary condition. Space outside, space inside, and pure boundary condition. That's a black hole. So do you want more confirmation that reality is happening at the event horizon, at the boundary condition? It's incredible, it's beautiful. And it's really empowering as well. Because, you know, that means that we are also that sweet spot, that boundary condition happening at the scale of the human experience. We are the boundary condition between the enfolded and the unfolded. And 96% of reality is happening through us. Can you imagine that? How empowering that is? So guys, we already are the technology that we have been looking for. And that's the sweet spot, that's the sacred spot, the space in between, that's it. Now, another way of approaching this science of the in-between is my work on the quantum of consciousness, which is basically working with the frame of reference, which is the frame of the separation framework. If you understand that separation framework, then you're really tapping into the nature of reality. By understanding that, you can embody the connection between the enfolded and the unfolded, between your subjective experience and the objective reality. So from this work, the quantum of consciousness, which by the way connects with Nassim's work also since 2004, because he's working the same concept, the boundary condition. If you realize what the boundary condition means, then it has groundbreaking, mind-expanding applications that range from personal development and well-being up to physics, resonant technologies, among them consciousness technologies. It's a beauty. And there we are at the sweet spot.